Good evening, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm humbled to address you on behalf of Ukraine tonight, before this distinguished audience in our Commonwealth and in our city, the cradle of American democracy. I'm grateful to the National Constitution Center for convening this celebration tonight, for lifting up our fight for freedom, and for showing the global community that the people of Philadelphia and the United States stand with Ukraine. Today, we honor 2022 Liberty Medal recipient, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelenskyy. President Zelensky's leadership in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine has won him widespread international acclaim and recognition, and has united millions of hearts in support of Ukraine. If you are here today as a guest or as a sponsor, it means President Zelenskyy has touched your heart. He, together with the entire Ukrainian nation, have become a symbol of unity, strength, and uncompromised desire for independence, for the basic human right to be free and to choose your own future. And the reason why the entire American nation, why you personally, you support Ukraine, it's because you agree with what Ukraine stands for. We share the same ideas and values. Like never before in my life, I see the similarities between the core values of our two nations. Almost 250 years ago, a new country was born here in Philadelphia, a country of free and brave people who, for years, but especially for the last 257 days, have helped another nation to stand against an oppressive empire. The Ukrainian people share the same desire for liberty and freedom and share the same values as America's founding fathers. Ukrainians stood up for their freedom under the snipers' bullets on the Maidan of 2014, under continuous persecution and tortures in Crimea, Bucha, Irpin, Mariupol, and other Ukrainian cities. And they will continue to defend their country in Europe, suffering today under constant Russian military attacks. And I know there are some among you present here today in this room who had to flee from Russian invasion when you were small children in 1940s. I remember your stories you shared with me, how your mothers carried you on their arms, how many of you were born in refugees and displaced person camps. And I remember your words that decades ago, the mere thought of independent Ukraine was just a dream for you. For the last 100 years, Ukrainians have been subjected of waves of genocide perpetrated by Russian Empire and then its successor, the Soviet Union. But Ukraine did not disappear. It didn't cave in. Not when it was torn and divided by the Russian Empire. Not when it was tortured and starved to death by Stalin. Not when its intellectuals, religious leaders, and intelligentsia were murdered by millions in Siberia. And not when the Ukrainian language and culture was officially forbidden by over 100 official Russian decrees. But despite everything, the Ukrainian nation is alive and even stronger than before, a multi-ethnic and multi-religious community that is united by the descendant of the only Jewish survivor in his family, President Zelenskyy's grandfather. Now it is November, when Ukrainians solemnly commemorate the millions of innocent people who were starved to death during Holodomors. But it is up to you and all of us to stop the genocide being perpetrated so blatantly today by Russia against Ukrainians. We cannot be like those who were silent during the Holocaust and Holodomor genocides. Once the civilized world clearly stated, never again. Is it true for Ukraine today? Ukrainians are paying a very heavy price for this freedom. They pay with their lives, and it hurts. It hurts to bury hundreds of innocent children who are being daily killed, tortured, raped, and tormented by this horrible war. This is not the fate any Ukrainian parent envisioned for their children. And you can see their pain and suffering of Ukrainian parents, Ukrainian people, reflected on the face of their president, once a happy and joyful man. But in response to the brutal Russian aggression, Ukrainians, together with their president, just adopted a very American motto: give me liberty or give me death. And they will not ever give up on their freedom. And every day, the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, do not stop Ukrainians in their pursuit of freedom, because it is also the land of the free and the home of the brave. And it is our duty to help them and to support Ukraine on its path to be a free, independent, and strong country that we can pass on to future generations. From the bottom of my heart, on behalf of every Ukrainian child, every Ukrainian mother and father, every Ukrainian soldier, I would like to thank the American people. I would like to thank you. I would like to thank the American government for the enormous support you have provided already to Ukraine. But it is my sincere hope that we will continue to support Ukraine and its president. President Zelenskyy announced that he will designate 100,000 Liberty Medal Prize to the Ukrainian Veterans Fund. The fund is a platform to develop opportunities for veterans and their families that is managed by the Ministry of Veterans Affairs of Ukraine. It is partnered with NATO, as well as NGOs in Ukraine, in the United States, and elsewhere. Ukraine's soldiers and veterans, they represent every aspect of Ukraine's citizenry and society, men, women, and individuals of every race and religion. And when the war finally ends, and it will end, Ukrainian veterans will return to their civilian life and work to reconstruct and continue building a free and independent Ukraine. I would like to acknowledge the presence of a very special person who is present here today. He is a Ukrainian Marine veteran. Roman, can you please stand up? Roman Horodensky defended the city of Mariupol. He lost his arm and his leg there. He was tortured by the enemy, but today he still proudly stands with his president, like all of the Ukrainians around the globe. Roman, thank you for your service, and thank you for your sacrifice, and thank you for your bravery.